Data miners have been digging into Marvel Rivals for a while now, and lots of information about the game has started to surface. Among them, we have character biographies and abilities, some of which you're probably super excited to play with. Now, if you're not familiar with the term data miner and the first thing that came to mind was something related to cryptocurrency, let me explain. Data miners are basically experts in programming and game code. They dig through game files to find hidden secrets like new characters, abilities, and features that haven't been revealed yet. These guys dive deep into the game's code to discover information that most of us wouldn't be able to access. Often they reveal things that developers might have preferred to keep under wraps for a bit longer. But let's be real, if Marvel really wanted to hide this stuff, there wouldn't be a way to find it. One of the most famous data miners out there is Myler Ross, who's known on Twitter for dropping valuable info and, most of the time, being spot on. The guy has already brought a bunch of news about Marvel Rivals, including some highly anticipated character abilities. The first hero I've got to highlight is the Human Torch. According to the leaks, his biography tells us he was a teenager who joined his sister on an experimental space mission to explore the stars. But instead of just watching these stars, he became one, gaining powers and fame as a member of the Fantastic Four. And just so you know, Myler has a flawless track record when it comes to leaks, many of which turned out to be true even before we had access to the game's beta. So the info he shares is definitely trustworthy. Now, talking about the Human Torch's abilities, they're just as awesome as you'd expect. He has a powerful fire attack where he throws a fireball that splits into multiple parts as it moves forward. Another ability is Plasma Body, where holding down the shift button puts him into a state of accelerated flight. In this mode, he can heal himself or deal damage to nearby enemies. He also has Blazing Burst, an ability that launches a fireball, creating a field of flames where it hits. To top it off, Fire Meteor lets him dive toward the ground, dealing damage on impact and triggering any flame fields nearby. Oh, and yes, he'll be able to fly, just like Storm and other characters. You can already imagine the insane combos with flying and diving into enemies in flames, right? On top of that, the Human Torch has an ability called Pyromantic Prison, which raises a wall of fire that deals continuous damage to enemies trying to cross it. Even though these abilities were leaked, there's always a chance for tweaks before the official release. His ultimate ability is Supernova, where he unleashes a cosmic fire explosion, causing massive damage to all nearby enemies. After this ability is activated, any fire shields he's created turn into fire tornadoes, adding even more destruction. With this kit, the Human Torch looks like a top-tier DPS character, and with a bit of practice, his abilities should be easy to master. Now, speaking from my own gameplay experience, I've gotta admit, I struggled playing as Spider-Man, especially when facing magic. Not sure if you had the same issue, but dealing with magic's jumps and teleports was a real challenge. Every time they grouped up and charged at my disorganized team, it was hard to focus on one target and take down an enemy. If you've had a similar experience, drop a comment and let me know how it went for you. Another character who had his abilities leaked was Hawkeye, famous for being one of the best marksmen alive. Even without superpowers, his incredible archery skills earned him a place among Earth's mightiest heroes, and of course in the game he'll bring that same deadly accuracy. One of his abilities is Leap to the Sky, which lets him double jump in the direction of his movement, similar to what we've seen with Star-Lord. Hawkeye will also have Archer's Focus, which boosts the damage of his Piercing Arrow, a deadly shot that pierces through enemies, dealing major damage. He'll also have Blast Arrow, which fires 3 explosive arrows at once, likely hitting multiple targets. Hypersonic Arrow will be a straight shot that cuts through all enemies in its path, causing extra damage. One of his more interesting abilities is Hunter's Sight, which captures residual images of enemies. Any damage you deal to these images gets transferred directly to the real enemy. With this skill set, Hawkeye promises to be a highly mobile character, much like Spider-Man or Magic, always moving quickly around the battlefield. However, to play him effectively, you'll need a sharp aim as his impact heavily depends on the player's precision. This video is just the beginning of a series I'll be doing on Marvel Rivals, since the game is expected to launch with 39 playable characters. To avoid making this video too long, basically a podcast, I've decided to split the content into several parts, but if you prefer longer videos, let me know in the comments and I can bring more in-depth content without breaking it up so much. Now, to wrap things up, I want to talk a little about Captain America and the Winter Soldier. We already know they're confirmed for the game, but their team-up hasn't been officially revealed yet. If you're not familiar with what a team-up is, let me explain. Basically, when two characters are picked to play on the same team, and remember you get to choose 6 heroes in total, they unlock extra powers and abilities. Some confirmed combos are Hela, Thor, and Loki, or Groot and Rocket Raccoon. Now we're also getting the trio of Storm, Thor, and Captain America, which is sure to be a powerful combo. If you're interested, I can make more videos showing the best combos and strategies to help you dominate in ranked matches. We still don't know exactly how this trio will synergize, but we've already seen some amazing promotional images of this team. So if you plan on playing as Thor or Storm when the game launches, I'd recommend finding someone to play as Captain America because this combo is going to be unstoppable. And of course, keep sending in your video ideas and suggestions so I can keep bringing you more content. See you in the next video.